Hey everyone, this is David Brown with the migration update for May 1st, 2022 from the Braddock Bay Hawk Watch. It was a pretty nice morning with some sunshine and a high layer of clouds, and the clouds thickened throughout the day, especially in the afternoon as some rain approached. Overall, the winds were moderate from the east, so not the best wind direction, but we had a light but steady flight and the birds were fairly low, mostly bald eagles and sharp-shinned hawks. Here we have a juvenile bald eagle. Then we can see that it's starting to molt some of these inner primaries. And I'm not sure if this gap here is molt or not, but it looks like it's replacing that feather as well. Here we have a juvenile sharp-shinned hawk. This is a group of 4 yellow legs, and I think these are lesser yellow legs. Here we have a juvenile red-tailed hawk. So we can see the patagial bar and the belly band. And it's a juvenile, so no dark trailing edge to the wing, and no red tail, more of a brownish tail. Here we have another sharp-shinned hawk, and this one is a juvenile. We can see that because of the vertical streaking on the breast. And we know it's a sharp-shinned hawk because of the small head, and also all of the tail feathers are about the same length, giving it a squared-off tip. Here we have another juvenile bald eagle, and one thing that you see on juveniles is that these inner primary feathers here, they are kind of paler, and often when they're soaring up high, you'll see the light shining in this area. So that can be a field mark to age bald eagles as juveniles. Here we have another sharp-shinned hawk, and this one looks pretty small, and the tail is very notched. Normally they don't look like this, so I don't know if that's just some feather damage, or the ones with the notched tails are usually the small males, so it could just be the natural way the tail developed. Here we have an older, immature bald eagle. This is like a 4th year type, we would call it. They have the head that looks kind of like an osprey head. And here's a juvenile northern harrier. And I would say almost all of the harriers we're seeing now are juveniles. Like most species, the adults migrate first to get up on their nesting territories, and then the juveniles come later. Here we have a barn swallow. Remember, barn swallows are the only swallow we have that has this long forked tail. And they also have some red on the throat. Here we have another southern juvenile bald eagle, which I talked about in yesterday's video. And these are very fresh juvenile bald eagles that were born down south over the winter and are migrating for the first time, going north. Here's an adult bald eagle, and it looks like it's molting some of these outer primary feathers. Here we have an accipiter, and in the field, I think I actually called this a Sharpie, but when I was looking at the photos, I was looking at the teardrop streaking on the breast, and also the outer tail feathers are quite a bit shorter, so now I'm thinking this is actually a Cooper's hawk. Here we have a bank swallow. Remember, they're one of our 2 brown swallow species, but bank swallows have this very distinctive breast band, which contrasts with the white throat and the rest of the white underside. Here we have a Caspian tern, and there were a lot of Caspian terns around today. I'd say there were at least 50, especially out near the breakwater. Here's another adult bald eagle. And here we have a female American kestrel. Here we have someone kite surfing out on the lake. Here we have another yellow legs, and again, I believe this is a lesser yellow legs. Here's another juvenile bald eagle. And here's another sharp-shinned hawk. This was kind of interesting. It was a group of 3 northern harriers that migrated through together. We don't normally see them grouped up like this. And here's yet another sharp-shinned hawk. And you can see just from my photos that we had great looks at most of the sharp-shinned hawks that were migrating through today, which is typical when we have easterly winds. And here's an interesting bald eagle. So if you only look at the front half, it looks like a normal adult eagle, except for a little bit of this white flecking throughout the wings. But the tail is really distinctive. It still has these couple feathers that are really dark. So this is something I haven't really seen before and definitely took notice of, especially with the symmetry of it. And if we look at eBird, today I had 46 species. And if we take a look at HawkCount for our migrant raptor totals, today we had 24 turkey vultures, 3 osprey, 19 bald eagles, 6 northern harriers, 17 sharp-shinned hawks, 2 Cooper's hawks, 12 broad-winged hawks, and 6 red-tailed hawks. And for falcons, we had 3 kestrels and 1 peregrine for a total of 93 migrants today. And taking a look at the forecast, which keeps changing, but as of the time I wrote this, it was calling for showers in the morning, then cloudy in the afternoon, high in the mid-50s, winds west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. But if we actually kind of look at the hourly, most of the rain is actually overnight. There might just be a few lingering showers into the morning, so it won't be a steady rain, and I'm not too worried about that. And actually, the wind direction, if you look at the Windy app, it's showing it kind of starting southwest and then shifting west-southwest and staying there. The Weather Underground was showing it starting southwest, then shifting west and eventually northwest. So we'll have to see how it settles in. But anyway, it looks like the winds are going to stay more westerly rather than swinging around to a northeast lake breeze. So that's good if it stays more westerly. And so my prediction for the day, it's hard to forecast. I would say this is one of the better looking days coming up. And it's really been a while since we've just had a day with a nice southwest or westerly wind. We haven't really had much of a flight any day since last Monday when we had that huge day. So looking like favorable winds, and I think we could really get a decent flight again as long as it's not too gloomy. If there's a little bit of sunshine, that would help. I'm not really sure that they're calling for that, but as long as it's not too drizzly and too thick overcast, there could be some thermals, and the wind direction is certainly good. If the winds are more on the strong end of the forecast, that would be better. But I'm excited. I think tomorrow could be a decent day. It definitely has more potential than most of the days coming up. For Tuesday, we're looking at mostly cloudy with some afternoon showers, high in the upper 50s. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And actually, I think in the early morning, the winds are starting out more southeast and then shifting around and then really getting stronger in the afternoon. So I would say we might get a little bit of a flight in the morning, but probably not too much in the afternoon. And for Wednesday, we're looking at rain showers early with some sunshine later, high in the mid-50s. Winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And I'm not actually sure about this wind. That might change. But in any case, it looks like that might be even more of a north wind or a north-northwest, fairly strong. So even when the sun comes out in the afternoon, that northerly wind might prevent much of a flight. So expect light migration for Wednesday, but keep an eye on it because it might change. All right, that's it for today. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. And be sure to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you don't miss any of these daily updates from the Braddock Bay Hawk Watch. This is David Brown. Thanks for watching.